Hey guys, well in today's overview slash review video, Star Wars. It's big, it's going to be big, it's big this year, it's big last year, and it's going to be big for the next few years, especially since all the new films are coming out. Rogue One this year is coming out, super excited about that. Star Wars Episode 8 comes out next year, so yeah, definitely very exciting. So, let's take the opportunity to actually show you guys some of my Star Wars collection. And in these videos, I'm going to talk about my Star Wars media collection. So, for this one, I'm going to talk about my VHS collection that I have so far. I, of course, own Star Wars on not just VHS. I also own it on DVD, Laserdisc, Blu-ray. So, but in today's video, I'm just going to show you guys my VHS collection that I have so far. There are still some other editions out there that I'm missing. In fact, I even have some doubles of some of the VHS sets in my collection. So. First and foremost, I actually want to talk about a little bit the history of Star Wars, and that's where this set comes in, because this was my first introduction to Star Wars. It was about 1997, 1998, it was like right before Episode 1 came out. My dad had bought me this set, the Star Wars, also known as Faces Set Collection, which is also available on Laserdisc, which I do own. But for the longest time, this was the only Star Wars set that I had. And thankfully I bought this set before this set. This set didn't come out, I think this, in fact, if I would have got this right around 1997, that's the same year this set would have came out. So luckily my dad bought me this set and not this set. And the reason for that, well, in fact, I just realized I'm missing one other set. I'll grab it in a second. This is the last time on home video for VHS that I believe was the original theatrical cuts before George Lucas decided to do the first special edition in 1997. So everything on this set is how it originally was shown back in the 70s and the 80s. However, some of the colorization has been changed a little bit, and of course also it's been changed for THX certified for audio. As for everything else, it's literally what you saw in the theaters is what you saw here. And of course, obviously this is full screen 4:3, so the picture is cropped. But other than that, what I'm seeing is basically what everybody else saw back in the 70s and 80s in theaters. And this is the way I grew up with it. So, yeah, that's the one thing I never truly understood about George Lucas. I mean, with the huge fan base that he had for Star Wars, why couldn't he ever have done multiple different cuts of the film and then have them put out on Blu-ray or DVD individual sets? I really didn't understand that. Many directors, you know, they give you all different sorts of cuts of their films. I just thought, you know, in me personally, I would think, you know, hey, you know, if I was bringing out a movie, I would at least keep the theatrical cut, do a special edition cut or a director's cut or an unrated cut, but include all the cuts. Or at least, even if you don't want to keep them all in the same set, sell them off individually. So, hey, I don't know. But I always thought it was weird that for some reason George Lucas's special edition, you know, with CGI added and deleted scenes added in and stuff like that was the only, he made it so that it was only the only available versions out, which I never understood when it came to the DVD time and the Blu-ray time. He only had his special editions available, where a lot of films that come out these days, they can have sometimes 3 or 4 different cuts of the film, but they include them all on a Blu-ray set or a DVD set or something. So I just thought it was really weird that George Lucas decided to scrap that and just go with, you know, what he preferred. So I don't know, I just feel like that would definitely anger the fans a lot. But you know, because the greatest example is the Blade Runner collection. There's like 4 or 5 different cuts of the film on the Blu-ray sets and the HD DVD sets, and even on DVD they have all the cuts. So you can literally choose which cut you want. And sometimes I want to watch the director's cut, sometimes I watch the international cut, and sometimes I watch the theatrical cut. It depends on what mood I'm in. So, same with Star Wars. Thankfully, I own all the different versions. I have the original theatrical cuts, both on VHS, Laserdisc, and I was able to require the old, high, sought-after DVDs that had the special bonus disc in the back, which contained these on DVD. so I can actually watch the theatrical versions. I also own the 1997 cut, the 2004 cut, and the 2011 Blu-ray cut of the theatrical trilogy. So it's definitely, it makes it a little more difficult having it like that. I would have preferred, maybe when they did the complete saga, they should have included all the 3 or 4 different cuts of the original trilogy, but he didn't. So, whatever. But anyway, take a look at the set. This one is extremely worn. When my dad bought me the set, if it was 1997, I would have been 4 or 5 years old. So luckily, this is still intact. But the tapes themselves have seen better days. However, they all still play perfectly fine. But they are definitely seeing better days. You can see how it's ripped on the bottom there, and the top corners are bent. But they were loved very much. I watched them over and over and over again growing up. So definitely enjoyed them. Return of the Jedi, which was originally titled Revenge of the Jedi, but I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks before they was actually shown in theaters, Lucas pulled all the posters and title cards for that film, and then changed it up to Return of the Jedi. So, so that's the 2005. I think it probably came out in 2006 or 2007, but I think it's the 2000. Did I say 2005? 1995. 2005. By then, this version no longer existed. 1995 release of the theatrical cuts on VHS. And let me grab the other one, because I do have both. In 1997, George Lucas decided to do the special edition, so which came out in 2 different versions on VHS here in America. You had the gold edition and the silver edition. The difference between the two, besides the color, is one is in widescreen, the other one is in full screen. Both are in 4:3, however, this one is letterboxed 4:3, this one is in just 4:3 cropped to full screen, so, yeah. But other than the color, they do look cool on the shelf, put them together like this. That's actually really cool. You get the full face of Vader. That's really cool. So when I actually display them on the shelf, that's the way I put them. So that's really cool. But, yeah. I actually never saw this edition growing up until years later. I actually went from the theatrical cuts all the way to the 2004 DVD cut. In fact, I didn't even own them on DVD until I bought the 2000. My dad bought me the 2004 special edition, which I should talk about the special editions a little bit. But I don't know if I should talk about it in this video, or should I wait till I do? Maybe I might do a whole video on my thoughts of the different editions of Star Wars, especially the theatrical. Not really theatrical. The original trilogy I should talk about, which I'll get into another video. I think Star Wars deserves many different videos. So more than talk about all in one video. I'll save it till then. But yeah, I got those cuts, and then they also came out. I think this was around 2001. They came out with this set. I think this was like 2001, 2001. They came out with this widescreen special edition, which is still the exact same edition, believe it or not, as this one. It's just different packaging. Still very cool. In fact, let me show you. See what the inside looks like. So, very cool. These were probably played once or twice, and that was it. I never played them, but so there's the original. It's a cool scene. Back. Empire Strikes Back. Very cool. And then Return of the Jedi. All the tapes have their nice. I don't think these were probably played once or twice in their entire life, and that was it. So, the labels are in fantastic shape. The tapes themselves are probably in fantastic shape. Whoever watched these probably watched them once, thought they were terrible, and never decided to watch them again. So I see that seems to be the biggest issue with the original trilogy. What do I think of the Dusty too? What do I think of the changes? I'll get to that in another video. In fact, I need to re-upload some old videos. It reminds me, I have some old reaction videos from 2011 when the Blu-ray set was coming out for the first time, and they showed some clips on YouTube and other websites about the new special George Lucas-ified editions. So I have to re-upload those, and I'll get to that hopefully soon. And for the 2000, I think this was around 2000, 2001. I love this set. Beautiful set. My dad actually bought this set. This was brand new when he bought it. So, very nice set. In fact, it still has an insert. Special Star Wars offer inside. Say $40 worth of coupons for whatever it was inside this catalog, but I never opened it. Never planned on opening it, so not going to bother. Even come with this these cool like Jedi cards that were inside of it. And when you opened it, exclusive behind-the-scenes look of Star Wars Episode 2. So yeah, this had to have been around 2001, 2002. Because obviously if it has the behind-the-scenes look of Episode 2, and that came out in 2002. So this had to be around 2001, 2000. So, but you have Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back, and A New Hope. All back inside. Now I should point out, I've actually never seen the original trilogy in theaters, sadly. I've never seen it on the big screen. I've only seen it at home. So, however, I did go see this in theaters. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, which a lot of people hate. I personally still like it, even as I got older. In fact, a lot of times people who were my age, 6, 7, 8 years old when this movie came out, they loved it. And then later on when they watch it now, they think it's terrible. Me, I went back and I watched it. Yeah, it has its bad moments. Yeah, Jar Jar Binks is annoying, but I still like the character. I don't hate him. But I still think it's a pretty good, decent movie. I mean, the speeder chase is good. The lightsaber duel at the end was cool. Even, I thought the special effects were pretty cool, and Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon is pretty cool, and yeah, it's an okay movie. I think it's still my favorite of the prequel trilogy, although it's really hard to beat Star Wars Episode 3. But anyway, I actually have this twice in the collection. I actually have a brand new factory seal copy. This is the really cool collector's edition. Comes with a film cell, an art book, which is really cool. So you can look at all the little different production drawings of each one of the characters. I find Darth Maul. Darth Maul I thought was cool. He's one of the cool parts. I thought Darth Maul was awesome. Liam Neeson, Qui-Gon Jinn, very cool. That would have been cool. Cool set of, I guess, in Coruscant. I thought the space battles were pretty cool too at the end. I thought the fish underneath Naboo were kind of cool. The underwater scenes, I thought those were neat. And then also inside is the widescreen version, which also has a card here. That's cool. Cool little advertisement. Back when TVs used to be CRT TVs. $70 worth of coupons in here, people. Probably all worthless now. But back in 1999, they're probably worth something. Yeah, it's actually one of the few printed labels. That's cool. So I bought this one. No. My dad bought this one. He bought this set along with the original Star Wars Episode 1 tape, which I used to have, no longer have it. I ended up destroying it even more than the original trilogy, which I still have, thankfully. And about 2 years ago, I found a factory sealed copy at Goodwill for $1.99. I picked it up. And then finally, I also have Attack of the Clones. This one I think I picked up at a thrift store or something. I'm still on the hunt for Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith did have a VHS release, but it's not brand new factory seal, but I did put wrap it in plastic to help protect it. To me, Attack of the Clones is probably the weakest of the prequel trilogy. I thought it was kind of boring and dull because all they did was talk about government the entire time. But the action scene at the end was cool. The battle with Dooku at the end was really cool. And it leads up to the Clone Wars, which is a fantastic series of both on TV and in Episode 3, and a little bit of the battle here too, so that's pretty neat. So, plus we finally got to see Yoda actually do a lightsaber duel, which is cool. So, yeah. So yeah, guys, that's it for my Star Wars VHS collection, I believe, as it is. And I'll go through more of the Star Wars collection. I also have a video game collection to show you guys too, so I think I might do that next, show you guys my video game collection. Well guys, thanks for watching. See ya.